everyone. Welcome back to Easy Talk English. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Sime. Hey, everybody.
Today, we have a really important and useful topic. We're going to teach you how to talk about responsibility in English.
Yes, this is such a practical topic because responsibility is something we deal with every single day. At work, at home, in relationships.
Exactly. And being able to talk about your responsibilities or ask about someone else's is really important for clear communication.
Right, so today we'll teach you all the vocabulary, phrases, and expressions you need to talk about responsibility naturally and confidently.
We'll keep everything beginner-friendly, and we'll share some personal stories about responsibility too.
Yes, real examples from our own lives, so you can see how these phrases work in real situations.
Perfect. All right, let's begin.
Hey, Sarah, how's your morning going?
Pretty good. I was just thinking about responsibility today, actually.
Oh, really? What made you think about that?
Well, this morning I had to take my car to the mechanic, and I realized I'd been putting it off for weeks.
Procrastinating on car maintenance, that's a dangerous game.
I know, but I kept thinking I'll do it next week, and then suddenly my check engine light came on.
Oh no, that's the universe telling you to be more responsible.
Exactly. So I finally took it in today. What about you? Do you consider yourself a responsible person?
I think so. I try to be. But I have my moments where I procrastinate too.
We all do. Nobody's perfect.
That's true. But I do think responsibility is something you can practice and get better at.
Absolutely. And that's what we're going to talk about today, how to discuss responsibility in English.
Perfect. Let's start with the basics. What does responsibility actually mean?
Great question. So, responsibility is something you are expected to do. It's a duty or a task that you need to complete.
Right. It's something you're accountable for. If something goes wrong, you're the one who needs to fix it or answer for it.
Exactly. You can say, I have a responsibility to, and then explain what you need to do.
Like, I have a responsibility to take care of my dog.
Perfect example. Or, I have a responsibility to pay my bills on time.
Right. Those are things you're expected to do. Now, we also use the word responsible.
Yes, responsible is the adjective. You can say, I am responsible for,
Like, I am responsible for feeding my dog.
or I'm responsible for this project at work.
Exactly. Responsible for shows what specific thing you're in charge of.
Right. You can also describe a person as responsible or irresponsible.
Oh, good point. He's a very responsible person means he takes care of his duties and can be trusted.
And she's irresponsible means she doesn't take care of her duties. She's not reliable.
Exactly. Irresponsible is the opposite of responsible.
Now let's talk about different types of responsibility.
All right, so there are many different types of responsibility in life. Let's talk about some common ones.
First, personal responsibility.
Yes, this is taking care of yourself, your health, your hygiene, your finances.
Right. You can say, it's my personal responsibility to eat healthy, or it's my responsibility to manage my money.
Exactly. Personal responsibility is about being accountable for your own life.
Next, work responsibility.
Oh, this is a big one. At work, you have tasks and duties you need to complete.
Right. You can say, my main responsibility at work is to answer customer emails.
Or I'm responsible for managing the social media account.
Exactly. Work responsibilities are part of your job description.
Next, family responsibility.
Yes, this is taking care of your family members, your kids, your parents, your siblings.
You can say, I have a responsibility to take care of my elderly parents.
Or, as a parent, I'm responsible for my children's well-being.
Right. Family responsibilities can be really important and sometimes challenging.
Absolutely. Next, social responsibility.
Ooh, this is interesting. Social responsibility means contributing to your community or society.
Right, like volunteering, recycling, being a good neighbor.
You can say, I believe we all have a social responsibility to protect the environment.
Or it's our responsibility as citizens to vote.
Exactly. Social responsibility is about thinking beyond yourself.
Great. Now let's talk about how to describe your responsibilities. Okay, so when someone asks, what are your responsibilities, how do you answer?
Well, it depends on the context. Work, home, school. Let's start with work.
Good idea. At work, you can say, I'm responsible for, and then list your duties.
Like, I'm responsible for writing reports, attending meetings, and training new employees.
Perfect. You can also say, my responsibilities include.
My responsibilities include managing the budget and coordinating with other departments.
Exactly. Include is great when you want to list multiple things.
Now, what about at home?
You can say, at home, I'm responsible for cooking dinner every night.
Or, my responsibility is to take out the trash and mow the lawn.
Right, these are household responsibilities. Very common topic of conversation.
Especially if you live with roommates or family, everyone needs to know who does what.
So true. You can also say, it's my job to. This is informal but very natural.
Like, it's my job to walk the dog in the morning.
Or, it's my job to pay the rent each month.
Exactly. It's my job means the same as it's my responsibility, but it sounds more casual.
Right. Now let's talk about accepting responsibility.
Okay, so accepting responsibility means admitting that something is your duty or your fault.
Right. This is really important, especially when something goes wrong.
You can say, that's my responsibility.
Simple and clear. Or, I'm responsible for that.
If you made a mistake, you can say, I take responsibility for this mistake.
Ooh, that's good. Take responsibility is a common phrase.
It means you're not making excuses or blaming others. You're owning up to it.
Exactly. You can also say, that's on me.
That's on me is very casual and very American. It means that's my fault or that's my responsibility.
Right, like, I forgot to send that email. That's on me.
Or I was supposed to bring the drinks. That's on me. I apologize.
Perfect. Taking responsibility shows maturity and honesty.
Absolutely. It builds trust.
Now, what about avoiding responsibility? Because unfortunately, some people do that.
Okay, so this is the opposite when someone doesn't want to accept responsibility.
Right. This can be frustrating. You might hear phrases like, that's not my responsibility, or I'm not responsible for that.
These can be legitimate. Sometimes something really isn't your job.
True, but they can also sound defensive if you say them the wrong way.
Right, tone matters. Now, some people make excuses to avoid responsibility.
Yes, like, it's not my fault.
Or, I didn't know I was supposed to do that.
Or someone else was supposed to handle that.
These are ways people deflect responsibility. They push it away or blame others.
Right. And there's a word for this, shifting the blame.
Oh, yes. Shifting the blame means blaming someone else instead of taking responsibility yourself.
Like, don't shift the blame to me. This was your mistake.
Exactly. Avoiding responsibility can damage relationships and trust.
Absolutely. It's always better to be honest and take responsibility when needed.
Agreed. Now let me share a personal story about responsibility. Okay, so I want to tell you about a time when I learned a big lesson about responsibility.
Oh, I'm listening.
So this happened a few years ago. I was working on a team project at my job. There were 5 of us working together,
Okay.
and we each had specific tasks. My responsibility was to create a presentation for our client meeting.
Got it.
Well, I thought I had plenty of time. The meeting was in 2 weeks, so I kept putting it off. I'll do it tomorrow, I kept telling myself.
Uh-oh, I can see where this is going.
Yeah. So 2 days before the meeting, I finally sat down to work on it, and I realized it was way more complicated than I thought.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I had to gather data, create graphs, write talking points. It was a lot, and I had waited until the last minute.
That must have been stressful.
It was. I stayed up until 3 a.m. 2 nights in a row trying to finish it.
Wow.
And when the meeting day came, I did finish the presentation, but it wasn't my best work. I was exhausted, and I could tell my team was disappointed in me.
That's tough. What happened after?
Well, after the meeting, my manager pulled me aside, and I expected him to yell at me or something.
But he didn't?
No, he just said, Saeem, you're talented, but you need to manage your time better. When you take on a responsibility, people are counting on you.
Wow, that's actually really good advice.
It was, and it hit me hard. I realized I had let my team down by procrastinating.
So what did you do?
I apologized to the team. I said, I take full responsibility for not starting sooner. I'm sorry. It won't happen again.
Good for you.
And from that point on, I made a rule for myself. Whenever I get a task, I start working on it within 24 hours, even if it's just a little bit.
That's smart. Don't put things off.
Exactly. That experience taught me that responsibility isn't just about completing a task. It's about being reliable and respecting other people's time.
That's such a valuable lesson.
It really was. Okay, Sarah, now you share a story.
All right, so my story is about family responsibility.
Okay, I'm ready.
So when I was in college, I lived pretty far from home, about a 4-hour drive.
That's pretty far.
Yeah, and my parents were getting older. My mom was in her late 60s, and she started having some health issues.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Thanks. It wasn't anything life-threatening, but she needed help sometimes. Doctor appointments, grocery shopping, things like that.
Okay.
And I'm an only child, so there was no one else to help. It was all on me.
That's a lot of responsibility.
It was, and at first I felt really overwhelmed. I was trying to balance school, work, and taking care of my mom.
How did you manage?
Honestly, it was hard. There were times when I wanted to complain, Like, why do I have to do this? I'm so busy.
That's understandable. You were stressed.
Right. But then one day I was driving my mom to a doctor's appointment, and she said something that changed my perspective.
What did she say?
She said, "Sarah, I'm so grateful you're here. I know this is hard for you, but I'm proud of how responsible you've become."
Aw, that's sweet.
It was, and in that moment I realized this isn't a burden, this is love. Taking care of my mom isn't just a responsibility, it's a privilege.
Wow, that's beautiful.
So I stopped complaining. I organized my schedule better, I asked for help when I needed it, from friends, from neighbors, and I made peace with the fact that this was my responsibility.
That's really mature.
Thanks. And you know what? My mom is doing much better now, and I'm glad I was there for her when she needed me.
That's a great story, Sarah. It shows that responsibility isn't always easy, but it's important.
Exactly. And sometimes responsibility is an act of love.
I love that. Okay, now let's talk about sharing responsibility.
All right, so not all responsibility falls on one person. Sometimes you share responsibility with others.
Right. This is common in teams, families, and relationships.
You can say, "We share the responsibility."
Or it's a shared responsibility.
Like at home, my partner and I share the responsibility of cooking.
Or in our office, the whole team shares responsibility for the project's success.
Exactly. Sharing responsibility means everyone contributes.
You can also say we split the responsibilities.
Split means to divide, so we split the responsibilities means each person takes part of the work.
Right. Like my roommate and I split the chores. I do the dishes and he does the laundry.
Perfect example. Now, it's important to communicate clearly when sharing responsibility.
Absolutely. You need to know who's doing what.
You can ask, "Who's responsible for this?"
Or whose job is it to...
Right. Clear communication prevents confusion and conflict.
So true. Now let's talk about delegating responsibility.
Okay, delegating means giving responsibility to someone else.
Right. This is common in leadership or management roles.
You can say, "I'm delegating this task to you."
Or can you take responsibility for this?
Exactly. Delegating is important because one person can't do everything.
Right. You need to trust others and distribute the work.
You can also say, "I'm putting you in charge of."
Like I'm putting you in charge of organizing the meeting.
Or, "Can you handle this?"
Handle means to take care of or manage.
Exactly. "Can you handle the scheduling?" means, can you take responsibility for the scheduling?
Right. Now, when someone delegates to you, you can respond by accepting.
You can say, "Sure, I can handle that."
Or, I'll take care of it.
Or, "You can count on me."
Count on me means you can trust me to do it. It's a nice, confident response.
Exactly. Okay, now let's talk about responsibility at work.
All right. So work is where responsibility comes up a lot.
Oh, yes. You can talk about your job responsibilities in many ways.
You can say, my main responsibility is...
Like, my main responsibility is to manage customer accounts.
Or, I'm in charge of.
In charge of means you're the person responsible. Like, I'm in charge of the marketing team.
Exactly. You can also say, I oversee.
Oversee means you supervise or manage. Like, like, I oversee all the new projects.
Right. Now, if you want to ask someone about their work responsibilities, you can say, what do you do at work?
Or, what are your main responsibilities?
Or, what does your job involve?
These are all natural ways to ask about someone's work duties.
And in a job interview, you might hear, what responsibilities are you willing to take on?
Or, can you handle this level of responsibility?
Right. Employers want to know if you're reliable and trustworthy.
Exactly. So it's important to show that you take responsibility seriously. Okay, now let's talk about responsibility at home. This is a big topic, especially if you live with other people.
Oh, yes. Household responsibilities are really important.
You can say, I'm responsible for the dishes.
Or, it's my job to vacuum every week.
Right. Common household responsibilities include cleaning, cooking, laundry, grocery shopping.
And paying bills, taking care of pets, yard work.
Exactly. Now, when you live with someone, it's important to divide the responsibilities fairly.
Right. You can say, let's divide the chores.
Or, we need to split the housework.
Housework and chores both mean household tasks.
Exactly. And you can negotiate. If you do the laundry, I'll do the cooking.
Or, how about we take turns cleaning the bathroom?
Take turns means you alternate. You do it one week, I do it the next week.
Right. This prevents one person from doing all the work.
So important. Clear communication about household responsibilities prevents arguments.
Absolutely. Now let's talk about teaching responsibility to kids.
Okay, this is a great topic. How do you teach responsibility, especially to children?
Great question. You can say, I'm teaching my kids to be responsible.
Or, I want to instill a sense of responsibility in my children.
Instill means to gradually teach or introduce. It's a nice formal word.
Right. Now, there are many ways to teach responsibility.
You can give children small tasks or chores.
Like, I give my daughter the responsibility of feeding the cat every morning.
Exactly. Starting small helps them learn.
You can also say, I'm holding them accountable.
Holding someone accountable means making sure they follow through on their responsibilities.
Right. Like, if you don't do your homework, there will be consequences. I'm holding you accountable.
Exactly. Consequences help teach responsibility.
You can also model responsibility by being responsible yourself.
Oh, absolutely. Kids learn by watching adults.
Right. You can say, I try to set a good example.
Or, I want to model responsible behavior.
Exactly. Teaching responsibility takes time and patience, but it's so important.
All right. Let's review some common phrases you'll hear about responsibility.
Great idea. First, take responsibility.
This means to accept or admit that something is your duty or fault.
Next, shift the blame.
This means to blame someone else instead of accepting responsibility yourself.
Next, shoulder the responsibility.
Ooh, that's a good one. Shoulder means to carry or bear, so shoulder the responsibility means to take on a heavy or difficult responsibility.
Like, after my father passed away, I had to shoulder the responsibility of taking care of the family business.
Exactly. Next, pass the buck.
This is an idiom. Pass the buck means to avoid responsibility by giving it to someone else.
Like, don't pass the buck to me. This was your mistake.
Right. It's negative. It means you're not taking responsibility.
Next, the ball is in your court.
Another idiom. This means it's your responsibility now. You need to take action.
Like, I've done my part. Now the ball is in your court.
Exactly. These idioms are super common in American English.
They are. Okay, now let's talk about the benefits of being responsible.
All right, so why is it good to be responsible? Let's talk about the benefits.
First benefit, people trust you.
Yes, when you're responsible, people know they can count on you.
You can say, being responsible builds trust.
Or, people respect me because I follow through on my commitments.
Exactly. Trust and respect are huge.
Next benefit, you feel good about yourself.
Oh, absolutely. When you take care of your responsibilities, you feel proud and accomplished.
You can say, being responsible gives me a sense of satisfaction.
Or, I feel better when I stay on top of my responsibilities.
Stay on top of means to keep up with or manage well.
Right. Next benefit, opportunities come to you.
Yes, when you're responsible, people give you more opportunities because they trust you.
Like promotions at work, leadership roles, important projects.
Exactly. You can say, being responsible opens doors.
Or, responsibility leads to success.
So true. And finally, you have less stress.
Wait, really? I feel like responsibility causes stress.
I know what you mean. But actually, when you handle your responsibilities on time, you avoid the stress of last-minute panic.
Oh, that's true. Procrastination creates more stress.
Exactly. So being responsible actually reduces stress in the long run.
That makes sense. Okay, now let's talk about challenges with responsibility.
All right, let's be honest. Responsibility isn't always easy. There are challenges.
Right. First challenge, too much responsibility.
Yes, sometimes you have too many responsibilities and you feel overwhelmed.
You can say, I'm feeling overwhelmed by all my responsibilities.
Or, I have too much on my plate.
Too much on my plate is an idiom that means you have too many tasks or responsibilities.
Exactly. And if you feel this way, it's okay to ask for help.
Right. You can say, can someone help me with this?
Or, I need to delegate some of these tasks.
Exactly. Don't be afraid to ask for support.
Next challenge, conflicting responsibilities.
Oh, this is tough. This is when two responsibilities clash. You can't do both at the same time.
Like, I have a work deadline and a family obligation on the same day.
Exactly. You have to prioritize.
You can say, I need to prioritize my responsibilities.
Or, I have to decide which responsibility is more important right now.
Right. It's about balance and making tough choices.
Next challenge, other people not taking responsibility.
Ugh, this is so frustrating when you're responsible, but the people around you aren't.
Right. Like you do your part, but others don't do theirs.
You can say, I'm frustrated because I'm the only one taking responsibility here.
Or, I need everyone to pull their weight.
Pull your weight means to do your fair share of work.
Exactly. It's important to communicate when others aren't being responsible.
Absolutely. Okay, let's do a quick freeze review. All right, before we finish, let's give some final tips about responsibility.
Tip number 1, start small.
Yes, if you're not used to being responsible, start with small tasks and build from there.
Like, I'll make my bed every morning, or I'll pay one bill on time.
Exactly. Small wins build confidence.
Tip number 2, use a planner or calendar.
Oh, this is so helpful. Write down your responsibilities so you don't forget them.
Right. You can use a physical planner or an app on your phone.
Whatever works for you, just stay organized.
Tip number 3, don't be too hard on yourself.
Yes, everyone makes mistakes. If you forget something or mess up, just take responsibility, learn, and move on.
Exactly. Be kind to yourself.
Tip number 4, communicate clearly.
So important. Make sure everyone knows who's responsible for what.
Right, clear communication prevents misunderstandings.
And tip number 5, remember why responsibility matters.
Yes, responsibility builds trust, respect, and success. It makes you a better person.
Absolutely. Being responsible is worth the effort.
Before we say goodbye, I just want to say I really believe that responsibility is one of the most important qualities a person can have.
I completely agree. When you're responsible, you show people that you care about them, about your commitments, about yourself.
Exactly. And it's not about being perfect. It's about showing up, doing your best, and owning your mistakes when you make them.
Right. Responsibility is about integrity.
And for everyone watching, we hope this lesson helps you talk about responsibility confidently in English.
Remember, everyone's journey with responsibility is different. We all have areas where we're strong and areas where we can improve.
Exactly. Just keep practicing, keep learning, and keep growing.
All right, should we say goodbye?
Yes, let's wrap this up.
Okay, everyone. Thank you so much for watching today's lesson.
We hope you learned a lot about how to talk about responsibility in English.
If you enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up.
And subscribe to Easy Talk English for more beginner-friendly English lessons.
We post new videos every week to help you learn real, natural English.
And leave a comment below. Tell us, what responsibilities do you have in your life? What's the most important responsibility for you? Do you consider yourself a responsible person?
We'd love to hear from you.
All right, everyone, take care and keep learning.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.